Over 60, eat these 3 cheeses to rebuild muscle and fight sarcopenia.
What if I told you the very food many seniors have been told to avoid, cheese, could actually be the secret to staying strong after 60? Sounds impossible, right? Too fatty, too salty, too heavy. But here's the shocker. The right cheeses don't just fit into a healthy diet. They may be one of the simplest tools to fight sarcopenia, the silent muscle loss that robs millions of older adults of strength, balance, and independence.
Think about it. When climbing the stairs feels harder, when carrying groceries leaves you winded, that's not just aging, that's your muscles asking for help. And the answer may already be waiting in your refrigerator. In this video, I'll reveal 3 specific cheeses proven to deliver the proteins, amino acids, and nutrients your muscles need to rebuild. These aren't ordinary snack slices. They're natural, nutrient-dense, and increasingly recommended by experts who understand what the aging body really requires. Stay with me to the end, because I'll also show you how to use them wisely for maximum benefit with minimal risk. And if you care about protecting your strength, mobility, and independence after 60, hit that subscribe button now, so you don't miss the other foods and habits that can keep you strong for years to come. Let's begin with a food many people walk right past in the grocery store or push to the back of the fridge: cottage cheese. To some, it looks plain, even unappetizing, maybe something tied to diet trends of the 1970s. But here's the truth. When it comes to protecting your muscles after 60, cottage cheese is one of the most powerful and overlooked foods you could ever add to your plate. Why? The answer is simple: protein density. Just half a cup of low-fat cottage cheese provides about 14 grams of protein at only 80 calories. That means nearly 70% of its calories come directly from protein. For younger adults, that's nice. But for older adults, it's critical. Because as we age, protein shifts from being just another nutrient to becoming a shield, a protective force against the steady creep of muscle decline. Think of your muscles like a house. Every day, tiny repairs are needed. Nails loosen, paint chips, the wood dries out. Without steady maintenance, the house weakens. Protein is the repair crew. And within that crew, leucine is the foreman. This one amino acid signals to your body it's time to grow, it's time to repair. The problem? After 60, your muscles don't always hear the signal. Scientists call this anabolic resistance. It means your body needs a louder knock, more leucine to kickstart muscle repair. For most older adults, the target is about 3 grams of leucine per meal. Half a cup of cottage cheese delivers more than 1 gram. That's a third of your daily repair signal in a food that costs pennies and takes seconds to prepare. But here's what makes cottage cheese even more remarkable: the type of protein it contains. The majority is casein, a slow-digesting protein that releases amino acids gradually over 6 to 8 hours. Imagine a time-release capsule, feeding your muscles steadily instead of all at once. This matters most at night. While you sleep, your body goes for hours without food, and muscle breakdown accelerates. A small bowl of cottage cheese before bed acts like an overnight nurse, drip-feeding amino acids to your muscles, protecting them when they're most vulnerable. And it doesn't stop there. Cottage cheese also delivers calcium and phosphorus, 2 minerals essential not only for bone strength, but also for muscle contraction. Every time you lift your arm, rise from a chair, or steady yourself on a step, calcium is the spark that makes your muscles fire. Without enough, even the best protein can't translate into strength. Phosphorus, meanwhile, supports the energy transfer in your cells, the very process that turns food into fuel. For seniors who often feel tired or drained, this extra edge in energy metabolism can be the difference between sitting out and joining in. Now let's move from science to daily life. Knowing the why is important, but living it out matters more.
The easiest way to begin is with breakfast. After 8 to 10 hours of overnight fasting, your body wakes up in a catabolic state. It's been breaking down muscle for energy. Eating cottage cheese first thing flips that switch, turning breakdown into growth. Pair half a cup with fresh berries for antioxidants, or stir in a spoon of ground flaxseed for added fiber and omega-3s. It's quick, refreshing, and sets the tone for the day.
Not a fan of sweet flavors in the morning? Try savory. Mix cottage cheese with chopped cucumber, tomato, and fresh herbs like dill or parsley. Suddenly, it's not diet food, it's a refreshing Mediterranean-style salad that delivers both taste and muscle power. At lunch, cottage cheese becomes versatile. Use it as the base for high-protein veggie dip, or swap it for mayonnaise in tuna or chicken salad. The protein count rises, the unhealthy fat drops, and you've turned a simple sandwich into targeted nutrition. At dinner, you can replace ricotta with cottage cheese in pasta dishes or casseroles. Lighter, higher in protein, but still creamy and satisfying. Even texture critics have options. Blend it into smoothies and you'll never know it's there. One of my favorite senior patients adds it to a banana peanut butter shake after her evening walk. She laughs every time. I never liked cottage cheese, but in a smoothie, it just disappears. Yet her muscle tests have shown steady improvement simply from adding this one habit.
Picture this routine. You take a gentle walk around your neighborhood in the evening, enjoying the air. Back home, you have a small bowl of cottage cheese with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Your muscles, freshly worked, are primed to absorb nutrients. All through the night, casein protein releases amino acids, guarding against breakdown. In the morning, you wake up not weaker, but stronger. Repeat that small habit week after week, and real changes appear. Climbing stairs doesn't leave you winded. Getting out of a chair feels natural again. The slowed decline many people accept as just aging begins to stall, and in some cases, reverse. This is why cottage cheese earns the #1 spot on my list for seniors fighting muscle loss. It's affordable, available in every grocery store, and requires no complicated recipes. Yet, despite these advantages, it remains underused, dismissed as bland or old-fashioned. The tragedy is that this humble, accessible food can quietly protect independence, prevent falls, and preserve energy well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. If you want to stay steady on your feet, keep your strength, and live with confidence, cottage cheese deserves a permanent place in your kitchen. It may look simple, it may not win any beauty contests, but when it comes to guarding your muscles, it's one of the most powerful allies you'll ever have. And here's the kicker. Cottage cheese is only the first of 3 muscle-saving cheeses I want to share with you. The next one, it has a flavor you'll love and benefits you might never expect.
If cottage cheese is the gentle, slow-working ally for your muscles, then Parmesan is its bold and concentrated partner. This cheese works in a completely different way, more intense, more nutrient-dense, and surprisingly more senior-friendly than most people realize. When many of us think of Parmesan, we picture it as a garnish, sprinkled over pasta, dusted on a bowl of soup, or shaved onto a Caesar salad. But here's the overlooked truth. Parmesan isn't just a flavor booster, it's one of the most concentrated nutritional tools available to older adults. A single ounce, roughly the size of your thumb, delivers more than 10 grams of complete protein. That's nearly the same protein punch as a full serving of chicken or fish, packed into a fraction of the volume. For seniors who often find themselves eating smaller portions than they once did, that concentration is priceless. It means you can feed your muscles what they desperately need without forcing yourself to finish a large plate of food. So what makes Parmesan so special? The secret lies in the way it's crafted. Authentic Parmesan, known in Italy as Parmigiano Reggiano, is aged for a minimum of 2 years. During that time, natural enzymes slowly break the proteins into smaller fragments.
This long, careful process does two important things. It makes the protein easier for your body to absorb, and it makes the cheese gentler on your digestion. If you've ever felt bloated, heavy, or sluggish after a protein-rich meal, you know how discouraging that can be. Many seniors deal with slower digestion or sensitivity to rich foods. Parmesan sidesteps much of that. Because its proteins are already partially broken down, your body doesn't have to work as hard. You get the nourishment without the discomfort. And here's another bonus. Authentic Parmesan is virtually lactose-free. This matters because lactose intolerance becomes more common with age. A glass of milk or creamy soft cheese might upset your stomach, but Parmesan is usually well tolerated, even by those who've sworn off dairy. That opens the door to enjoying one of the richest protein sources nature has to offer, without the worry of digestive distress. But protein is only half the story. Parmesan is also a calcium powerhouse. Just 1 ounce contains more than 300 milligrams of calcium, about a quarter of the daily requirement for most older adults. While calcium is famous for strengthening bones, its role in muscle health is just as critical. Every single muscle contraction in your body, every step, every reach, every breath depends on calcium. Without it, your muscles can't fire properly. This is why Parmesan's unique combination of protein and calcium makes it a double protector of strength and stability. Protein fuels repair and growth. Calcium fuels the contractions that turn that strength into action. Together, they help keep you steady on your feet and capable in daily life. Now the question becomes, how do you make Parmesan part of your routine in a way that truly supports your muscles? The good news is, it's easier than you might think. Start with breakfast. A tablespoon of freshly grated Parmesan over scrambled eggs transforms a simple meal into a protein-rich powerhouse. At lunch, add it to soups, salads, or sandwiches. Suddenly, an ordinary bowl of vegetable soup becomes a muscle-supporting dish. At dinner, Parmesan pairs beautifully with roasted vegetables, enhancing both taste and nutrition. Even as a snack, small cubes of Parmesan served with apple slices or a handful of almonds provide a balanced trio of protein, healthy fats, and natural sweetness. One of the most practical lessons I share with my patients is this: consistency and quality matter more than volume. You don't need a giant steak every day to protect your muscles. A few nutrient-dense bites of Parmesan can be just as effective. Because it's so concentrated, even small amounts make a meaningful difference when eaten regularly. And here's where Parmesan truly shines. In the short term, it gives you easily digestible protein and calcium your muscles can use right away. In the long term, it supports bone density, stable muscle contractions, and overall balance, reducing the risk of falls and fractures that threaten independence. Yes, authentic Parmesan can cost more than ordinary cheese, but perspective matters. You don't need much. A single ounce, the size of your thumb, is enough for the day. Compare that to pricey protein powders or supplements, and Parmesan becomes a surprisingly economical, natural solution. Its rich flavor also satisfies cravings, helping you avoid processed snack foods that add calories without nourishment. In the bigger picture, investing in real Parmesan isn't a luxury. It's one of the most cost-effective ways to preserve health, mobility, and independence. Think of Parmesan as the concentrated companion to cottage cheese. Cottage cheese works slowly, drip-feeding amino acids through the night. Parmesan delivers a sharp, dense burst of protein and calcium in compact servings during the day. Together, they complement one another, one guarding against breakdown, the other fueling repair and contraction. It's a partnership perfectly designed for the aging body. Steady support plus efficient power. And just when you think you've covered your bases with these two, there's a third cheese that brings something completely different to the table: speed. Unlike cottage cheese's slow release and Parmesan's concentration, this final option delivers rapid nourishment exactly when your muscles need it most.
Stay with me, because once you see how it works, you'll never look at cheese the same way again. Unlike cottage cheese, which digests slowly through the night, or Parmesan, which delivers concentrated strength in small doses, the third cheese works in an entirely different way. It's built for speed. It rushes protein and amino acids straight to your muscles at the very moment they're ready to rebuild. And it doesn't stop at muscle. It also brings cardiovascular benefits that protect your heart and circulation.
That cheese is ricotta, and for seniors over 60, it may be one of the most versatile, powerful, and underrated tools in the fight against sarcopenia. Ricotta is made from whey, the liquid left behind after producing other cheeses. That might not sound exciting, but whey protein happens to be the fastest absorbing protein on the planet. Within 30 to 60 minutes of eating, whey proteins are already entering your bloodstream, delivering their building blocks directly to your muscle fibers. For older adults, whose muscles often become less responsive to ordinary signals, this rapid delivery is a game changer. Each half cup of whole milk ricotta contains about 14 grams of protein, similar to cottage cheese, but the quality is different. It's especially rich in branched-chain amino acids, BCAAs. Unlike other nutrients, BCAAs bypass the liver and head straight to muscle tissue. That direct route means your body doesn't waste time. Your muscles can begin repairing and strengthening almost immediately.
This effect is especially powerful after activity. You don't need to run marathons to benefit. A walk around the block, a round of gardening, or 10 minutes of light resistance exercises is enough. In that window, your muscles are primed, waiting for fuel. Eating ricotta within 2 hours of that movement maximizes the payoff, giving your body exactly what it needs, exactly when it needs it.
And unlike many high-protein foods, ricotta is a joy to eat. Its texture is smooth and creamy, easy to chew, and gentle on digestion. For seniors who struggle with tough meats or heavy foods, ricotta is a welcome alternative. Its flavor is naturally mild, making it adaptable to both sweet and savory meals.
Picture this. Spread ricotta on whole grain toast with a drizzle of honey, and suddenly breakfast is not just delicious, but muscle protective. Mix it with fresh herbs and you have a savory dip for vegetables or a spread for sandwiches. Stir it into pasta sauces or casseroles, and you raise the protein content without changing the dish's character. And for those with a sweet tooth, blend ricotta with cocoa powder and berries for a dessert that feels indulgent yet nourishes your muscles at the same time. Ricotta also has another advantage. It's naturally lower in sodium compared to many other cheeses. For seniors who need to watch blood pressure or protect heart health, this makes ricotta a safer everyday choice. And whey protein itself has been linked in studies to improved blood pressure and circulation. In other words, ricotta doesn't just help build muscle, it also supports the very system, your heart and blood vessels, that delivers oxygen and nutrients to keep those muscles working. This dual action makes ricotta rare. It strengthens your muscles and your cardiovascular system at the same time. Few foods offer both.
But here's where the real secret lies: timing. Nutrition isn't only about what you eat, it's about when you eat it. After fasting overnight, your body often starts breaking down muscle tissue for energy. That's why breakfast is the single most important opportunity to flip the switch from muscle loss to muscle growth. Studies show that eating 25 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast triggers this shift most effectively.
Unfortunately, many older adults fall into the light, heavy trap. Light breakfast, modest lunch, heavy dinner. That pattern fails your muscles. Why? Because the body can only use about 25 to 35 grams of protein at a time. It can't store the rest for later. So if most of your protein comes at dinner, much of it is wasted.
The better approach is even distribution. Protein at every meal. And ricotta makes that easy. Add a scoop to breakfast toast, a few spoonfuls at lunch with salad, and you've already spread protein more evenly through your day.
Pairing protein with activity amplifies the effect. Take a short walk, then refuel with ricotta. Do light strength exercises, then have cottage cheese before bed. The synergy between movement and nourishment is what produces real, lasting strength.
Ricotta then completes the trio. Cottage cheese protects you overnight with slow-release protein. Parmesan gives you concentrated nutrition in small bites, and ricotta delivers rapid muscle-ready fuel and cardiovascular support when you need it most. Together, they form a powerful foundation for fighting sarcopenia and reclaiming independence.
Simple, affordable, and versatile, these 3 cheeses show that rebuilding strength after 60 doesn't require exotic superfoods or complicated supplements. Sometimes, the most powerful solutions are waiting right in your refrigerator.
Before we close, let's clear up the concerns that many seniors have about cheese: lactose, cholesterol, sodium. The truth is, the 3 cheeses we've focused on, cottage, Parmesan, and ricotta, are generally well tolerated. Authentic Parmesan, after its long aging process, is virtually lactose-free. Ricotta and cottage cheese contain only small amounts, usually less than a glass of milk.
Ricotta and cottage cheese contain only small amounts, usually less than a glass of milk. For most people, even those sensitive to dairy, starting with small portions is enough to enjoy the benefits without discomfort. Of course, there are exceptions. If you live with kidney disease or reduced kidney function, you should check with your doctor before significantly increasing protein intake, since your kidneys handle protein byproducts. And if you're taking blood thinners, consistency with vitamin K intake is key, so always review dietary changes with your physician.
These aren't reasons to avoid cheese altogether. They're reminders to be steady and mindful, tailoring choices to your own health picture. Here's what decades in geriatric healthcare have taught me. Aging does not equal inevitable decline. The human body retains its ability to grow, to repair, and to adapt far longer than most people believe.
All it asks of us is the right fuel, delivered at the right times, combined with even gentle movement. And that's exactly what these 3 cheeses provide: accessible, enjoyable, muscle-protective nutrition.
So the question becomes, how will you see cheese from this day forward? As a guilty pleasure to be limited, or as a daily tool to guard your strength, your balance, and your independence? The body you'll be living in 10 years is being built right now, with every choice you make today. Your muscles are not finished. They are ready to respond. Feed them wisely, and they will repay you with resilience, mobility, and freedom, the true ingredients of aging strong. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Every week, we share practical, science-based tips to help you stay strong, steady, and independent after 60. Hit the bell icon so you never miss the next video. We've got plenty more simple, everyday strategies to keep your muscles and your health working for you.